Question 1. Compute Pitman Company's break-even point in dollar sales for next year assuming A. The agent's commission rate remains unchanged at 15%, B. The agent's commission rate is increased to 20%, and C. The company employs its own sales force. So in order to get the break-even points, I'll need to know the fixed expenses, contribution margin, and contribution margin ratio. To get all the fixed expenses, I added marketing expense, administrative expenses, and interest expense, which made the total fixed expenses $5,267,000. To get contribution margin, I used the sales, which is $18,500,000, and 15% of that is $2,775,000, which was subtracted from the original sales amount and got $15,775,000. Then you got to subtract the variable expenses from the sales, and that number is $8,325,000, which makes the contribution margin $7,400,000. And to get the contribution margin ratio, you have to divide the contribution margin by the sales. So $7,400,000 divided by $18,500,000 makes the contribution margin ratio 40%. So to conclude for answer 1A and to get the break-even point, you have to divide fixed expenses by contribution margin ratio. So $5,267,000 divided by 40% gets you $13,167,500. Question 2 wants to know what the break-even point if the agent's commission is increased to 20%. So you have to find a new contribution margin, which would be the sales of $18,500,000, and the 20% of that is $3,700,000. So you subtract it from the sales, which is $14,800,000, then subtract the variable expenses of $8,325,000, and you get the new contribution margin of $6,475,000. And then the new margin ratio is $6,475,000 divided by $18,500,000 and makes the new contribution margin ratio 35%. So to conclude for answer 1B, to get the break-even point with the increase of 20% commission, you will divide $5,267,000 by 35%, and the answer will be $15,048,571 with the new break-even point. Question 3 wants to know what the break-even point is if the company employs its own sales force. So in the next few slides, I'm going to get the new fixed expense amount and the contribution margin and contribution margin ratio. The new fixed expense amount will change because you need to add $2,775,000 to the fixed expenses and subtract $85,100 from it because you'll no longer have auditor expense. So the new fixed amount will be $7,956,900. And then to get the new contribution margin and ratio, you'll subtract the agent's sales commission of 7.5% from the $18,500,000. So after you subtract the $1,387,500 from that, the new commission sales will be $17,112,500, and subtract the variable expenses of $8,325,000 from that, and the new contribution margin will be $8,787,500, and the ratio amount will be 47.5%. To conclude for answer 1C and to get the break-even point, you will divide fixed expenses by the contribution margin ratio, so $7,956,900 divided by 0.475, you will get the answer of $16,751,368. Question 2 wants to know that if they raise the commission rate to 20%, what is the dollar sales amount they will need to be able to get the same net income of $2,133,000? So to hit that target profit, you will need to add fixed expenses and target profit and divide it by the contribution margin ratio. So the fixed expense amount is $5,267,000, and you will add the target profit of $2,133,000 and divide that by the 20% commission contribution margin ratio of 35%, which gives you the answer of $21,142,857.